Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I guess that's it for Carlos Adames and the 160-pound division. Yes, the WBC middleweight champion of the world, who arguably this Saturday just proved to the world on why he's the best 160-pound fighter in the world. You're talking about a guy who just defeated Austin Ammo Williams with a sensational performance. Don't get me wrong, shout out to Williams for being a dog, trying his hardest, landing a few punches, but overall was just not enough to defeat the ring IQ, the forward pressure, but with great head movement, the skills that Carlos Adames possesses. Everything from his pullback to the angles, to the lateral movement when he needs it, to the forward pressure. Carlos Adames is a sensational fighter, man. And at this 160-pound division, it looked like there wasn't a lot of people that would be able to compete with this guy. Now, Carlos Adames was supposed to take on Austin Ammo Williams back in January. We can't forget on the undercard of Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. But Carlos Adames was forced to withdraw as the dude was trying to cut weight to make the weigh-in. I think he had about 4 pounds left and couldn't make it. They had to send him to the hospital and treat him for severe dehydration. It was getting bad and ultimately had to pull Carlos Adames out of the fight. Austin Ammo Williams was sad as hell over this. You know, he risked, turning down a mandated IBF fight, hoping, because Eddie Hearn promised him that he was going to get that shot against Carlos Adames. Then he gets it, but then Carlos Adames pulls out. He ends up telling Austin Ammo Williams, you're still going to fight, we're still going to pay you, which he did, and you still will be getting your championship fight. Now, that took place this last Saturday. Carlos Adames, a sensational performance, coming off a draw before that against Hamza Shiraz all the way back in February of 2025. Carlos Adames, not the most active fighter. You could say in that fight, he won it. It was a draw, but the boxing world was going crazy on why Carlos Adames deserved to have that victory. Now, don't forget, that was when Turkey was running over to the corner of Hamza Shiraz and telling him, there was a fishy stuff going on with that. And I wasn't surprised when they said that it was a draw with Hamza Shiraz. Hamza Shiraz, after that, moved up to 168 pounds and looked sensational. Looked like a whole completely different fighter. KO'd the crap out of Edgar Berlanga. Carlos Adames looking to do the same thing. He's done with 160 pounds, been fighting there since 2021, hasn't lost since 2019, has only been fighting one time a year. He's not the most active fighter since 2022. He fought once in 2022, once in 2023, once in 2024, once in 2025, and now once in 2026. Hopefully moving up to 168 pounds will allow him to feel a lot better and want to compete more. But it's breaking news that he's coming up to 168 pounds. He was a WBC champion in the middleweight division. So look at the WBC rankings at 168 pounds. The goddamn matchups that we could get with somebody as good as Carlos Adames. Imagine Carlos Adames versus a Jaime Munguia. Imagine Carlos Adames versus a Caleb Plant. Or a Jamal Charlo. Or imagine this dude with a Christian Mabili. I mean, two guys, El Bronco, two guys that like to come forward, put pressure, and throw bombs. Even a guy like Lester Martinez. There's a bunch of dudes in the 168-pound division that I would be absolutely excited to see Carlos Adames fight. So, at the end of the day, a division in what looked like he was reigning supreme, was the best fighter in the 160-pound division that is in need of some talent. We need that division to start kicking it up, man, because I was going to say the 168-pound division is the division of opportunity, being Terrence Bud Crawford went in there and took all the bouts away from Canelo Alvarez, and retiring from the sport of boxing basically just made it a free-for-all. The WBC elevated Christian Mabili, and the WBA elevated Armando Resendiz. Now, we still don't have an IBF champion or a WBO champion. It's the division of opportunity. But the 160-pound division is the goddamn division of opportunity even more. So he's going up into what is a shark-infested division, but a division that is in need of a world champion that can actually be called the best in the 168-pound division. Canelo's coming back. Jamal Charlo's coming back. Jamal Charlo still hasn't lost yet. Yes, when Canelo Alvarez fought Jamal Charlo, that was Jamal Charlo. Not undefeated 168-pound Jamal Charlo with an A, not an E. So, this is breaking news, man. This is breaking news. And that also leaves more opportunity for some fighters in the 154-pound division to move up to 160 pounds. Xander Zayas talking about he only has a couple fights left at 154. He's going to be moving up to 160. Wow. Guess what? It's a division of opportunity. Let me know what you guys think of this, man. It's absolutely breaking news. This is the MMA Boxing Addict channel reporting to you. Carlos Adames finished with the 160-pound supremacy, moving on up to 168. My goodness, man. I can't wait.